Oh, hi. So, not even going to sugarcoat it right now. This video almost didn't get made. I'll get into that a little further whenever we get towards the mid of the video. But for now, let's go ahead and look at this particular comp we got here. So, Ocean Breeze Luluca, Zio, and Apocalypse Ravi. So, hey, pretty standard stuff. We have our one unit to tank the Apocalypse Ravi, that being Magic Scholar Doris. We have Illynav to do big boy injury damage to our oh-so-wonderful HP scaling unit, Apocalypse Ravi. And then we have Mascot Hazel over there at the bottom to provide this nifty little thing that a lot of people probably forgot about. That's greater attack buff. We're going to see just how much damage that we can really do with Illynav. Sure, she scales more off of HP, but even if you scale off of HP, if you have attack buff, and in this case, greater attack buff, it does actually help. Case in point, the Ocean Breeze Luluca is already fucking dead. Just from that one Elbrus that we happen to get. So, right here I see, okay, so that's going to be a def buff that's on a Ravi. Not worth going yet, because she's just going to go in and burn her turn right here. Now she doesn't have def buff anymore. So here is the moment of truth, pretty much. It's a matter of, hey guys, how much damage does Illynav do? I'll go ahead and let you take your guess now. How much do you think it's going to be? Like 10k, 15k, even like 18k? Check this shit out. When you soul burn Punish, this has such absolutely retarded like modifiers attached to it that even if we have greater attack buff and we only like really function off of our HP, this just helps in so many ways. We did like 21k to that Ravi. Absolutely unheard of. Fucking crazy shit. And with that, yo, the first round's already over. So, on to the next round. So here's Ahmed, Savior Adin, and a Senya. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to bring Shadow Knight Pyllis. She's going to tank the attacks from all these other units. The Ahmed is actually going into the Senya, which isn't really detrimental to me because she's going to give herself Gab. So that didn't go on to the Savior Adin. Like that's pretty much like your worst case kind of scenario. But even if she had attack buff, I think I would have been okay. And even still, I had Destina here, so I could revive if I needed it. Now, the good news is with my Yulha there with me, I have her on a protection set. Now, with the protection set, I just get like a nice little barrier for free at the very start of the fight. Actually, incredibly based barrier. I absolutely love Yulha on protection set, especially because I have her on Aureus as well. Makes a hell of a fucking damage mitigator, especially when you're going into open and cleave shit. So, what we're doing is, you're probably wondering, like, well, wait, why aren't you using your S3 on your Shadow Knight Pyllis? Well, the main reason why is because Ahmed is there. Ahmed is fucking cancer. This basically being the reason why. Like, every 3 or so turns, she just straight up gives the whole fucking team skill null. Yo, I love this fucking power creep. You guys remember whenever, like, Fallen CC was meta? Yo, Ahmed just blows her out of the water when it comes to fucking protection. So, the reason why I'm not burning or going in with the S3 yet is because whenever you're dealing with shit like this where stuff is just getting in your way and it's going to slow you down going into stuff like, say, Savior Adin, for example, the big thing in particular is she heals off of her S1. Even without, like, a lifesteal set, she'll heal off of it. So, if you go in with, say, you know, Pyllis's S3, you're gonna just... Oh, by the by, that's a shitload of effectiveness that's on that Senya. I was not expecting that at all. But, yeah, if you're being interrupted with your damage, because this is what I'm going for, is, one, I'm not gonna miss with this attack, because you get a whole bunch of extra accuracy when you go in with it, and that's gonna do a fair amount of damage. And when you soul burn that, you straight up just get your S3 on Pyllis for your next turn. And right here, she's just low enough, and even if I don't crit right here, the additional damage from Rocket Punch is going to do more than enough to just kill her. Which, we don't see it, but it would probably do somewhere in the range of like 8 or even 9k damage. It's actually insane how much damage Rocket Punch really does to Shadow Knight Pyllis. I'm sorry, not Shadow Knight Pyllis, Savior Adin. S's and P's and all that other shit. Yay, guys, big surprise. Fucking LucentAzure can't fucking talk. But either way, now that we've really kind of dealt with the two most annoying factors on the team, now all you have left is Senya. And if you have a means of recovery, you have a means of sustain, you have a means of cleansing, all that shit pretty much wrapped together in any kind of wonderful burrito, then you really don't have anything to worry about. Like, case in point, this Senya has a shitload of effectiveness. Because, well, I mean, it's a little bit unclear how much effect resist I have on my Pyllis at all times. Our base is 150, but then you also have to account for the 60 extra effect resist that is applied to Pyllis whenever her HP is like above 80% threshold. And it's just hard to remember that shit. Mainly because like the game doesn't remind you that the runes are activating. Like some units actually will say stuff like that, like Raz for example. If you hit the unit in the back row, it'll say like something or another rune activated to give them that barrier and shit. Pyllis's doesn't say anything like that, so it's hard to remember what kind of effect resist you're even on. But either way, let's go ahead and get to the fucking horrible shit. So, what's so bad about this team? Well, it's Conqueror, Lilias, Apocalypse, Ravi, and Belian. Case in point, these units are all fucking rocking injury, something that I fucking despise. So, first and foremost, before anybody even tells me, yes, you could DDR this, 100%. You can absolutely DDR this. Easy solution to this team is straight up DDR, Sharoon, and Magic Scholar Doris. 100%. Easy as hell. The reason why it would work is because Apocalypse Ravi would only go into Magic Scholar Doris. The Belian would go into whoever with, like, just, AoEs and shit. But your team is not, like, dependent upon HP to be high to deal damage. That's why that team would work. Now, the reason why this falls apart is because Conqueror Lilias is a gigantic fucking bitch who still doesn't actually have a true fucking counter to her, and I'm still a little bit salty about this match. So, basically, my first initial thoughts are, okay, so the Belian is on injury, maybe if I just go into the Belian and I delete her, then we'll be fine. However, there's a double-edged sword to this. If I get rid of the Belian, then suddenly I lose all my damage on LRK. Because if you get rid of any of the AoEs that are going into you, you're not going to be spamming S3 anymore. It's just straight up not going to happen. And also, this is another case of just tunnel vision, which is resulting in a loss here. Because straight up, if you have Roana and LRK, even if it is an injury Belian, you can absolutely destroy this unit with those two units in general. The problem is the fact that Conqueror Lilias is there and Apocalypse Ravi is there. So because those two units are there as well, those are single target actions that are going into your LRK, and this fucking bitch is on counter, so that's even more injury going into me. We're already at 50% injury. LRK is useless now. And straight up, any S3 from that A Ravi into my LRK, that will kill me. So the A Ravi doesn't have like any injury on her now, so I'm determining, okay, shit, so I need to kill this Conqueror Lilias, but the damage is already done. The A Ravi hasn't been touched. The A Ravi is pretty much primed and ready to fucking murder me. Like, case in point, there's one hit, and then here comes another hit. LRK's dead. Like, so, fucking whoops. So, yeah, once again, if you wanted to deal with this situation, like, properly, yeah, DDR, Sharoon, and Magic Scholar Doris, 100% would deal with this a lot better. Sure, Belian would still probably fuck you up with a fair amount of, like, injury and provokes and shenanigans like that, because my Sharoon doesn't have a whole lot of effect resist. She's more of an effectiveness monster. But you could probably just, and right there I was checking to see, she had her S3 available. She was going to go into my Illynav nonstop. It was over. So either way, moving on to the next fight here. So here is another example of this. This is the main reason why I was considering not even making the fucking video. Case in point, do you happen to see that Zeo right over there? So this is Zeo, Senya, and Unbound Knight Arowell. So it's like, okay, so that sounds like a pretty standard kind of team. And also my own retarded nature of picking these units in particular. Yeah, you brought in a dark unit that really doesn't like to be touched or stripped into a unit that fucking strips. Sometimes, you're a little retarded. But here's the issue, like, that kind of really pissed me off. This Zeo is naked. Like, there's no speed on that Zeo. And there's no HP on that Zeo. And I still wasn't able to kill it because the barrier was so fucking thick and I had no attack buff to kill it. So then I straight up lost my vigor as well. Like, just so many little tiny things were peppered into this one fight, which was essentially free, but it still just pissed me off. So, you could fight this team with this, because the Zeo, if the Zeo was properly built, the Zeo would have gone into Meditator Kawerik first. Then, depending on if you get pushed back or not, you'll probably get pushed back a bit, but then you can use Destina to heal him, and then you can go into like all your shenanigans. So it kind of it works, but then again, now that I'm really thinking about it, well, if that was a proper Zeo, I actually am kind of curious. I think I just straight up picked a bad fucking matchup. The only reason I think I won here is because this was a Unbound Knight, Arowell, Senya, and a Deadweight, and a Deadweight party member. The Zeo could do nothing. So, like, you could easily fix this by like having any particular light bait, as well as just Roana on this team would really, really work extremely well because you're going into counter shenanigans. I just didn't think to do that because I'm fucking stupid. But, whatever. Like, that's just the way it all runs right there. So, you can pretty much already tell just from where we are right here, like, they can't win. It's over. God damn, that fucking match pissed me off. And then to round it out, fuck it. Let's just fight some more of the big tower meta shit that is actually not difficult in the slightest. So, Conqueror, Lilias, Rimuru, and Mercedes. Okay, well, hey, go-to team. Sinful, Angelica, Krau, and Zahhak. I'll explain this yet again. So, Conqueror Lilias goes into Sinful Angelica. Doesn't do anything. I have a lot of effect resist. Then Sinful Angelica goes. We get buffs. Buffs go on to Zahhak. Zahhak goes into Mercedes. S3 has hit, especially because we're on Symbol of Unity. So we're going to hit, we're going to kill. Now with that procs Rimuru. He's going to go into Zahhak, do nothing because I had invincibility, because Zahhak is a very, very fair and balanced character. Then Rimuru will go into Krau. This will either kill you, or it will put you at absurdly low HP. Depends on the damage of the Rimuru. But if you have Holy Sack on you, it's pretty much guaranteed that you can do whatever you please. So then I use the Krau horse to go into Conqueror Lilias. So then, your next turn with whoever you please, you can either go into Rimuru or you can go into Conqueror Lilias. I decided to go for Conqueror Lilias because she's almost dead. Use Zahhak here to cleanse just for shits and giggles, and we go into Rimuru. Shazam! Easy! And then, following that, let's go into my favorite team of all. So, Lua, Senya, Shu. Oh no, what are you going to do about this hyper meta team? Well, I'll tell you exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go hit that fucking circle icon up there in the very top right, and then, during all these animations for this oh-so-scary part, hit Shu, and now every attack's going to go into Shu. Congratulations, you just won the game. And I'm not fucking kidding when I say that. So, the reason why this works is because Lua is only going to go into Shadow Knight Pyllis because we have two other green units that are on our team. And with Christy being there, Christy is going to provide half of her effect resist to whoever's in the back row. So, my Christy is somewhere around 200 or so effect resist. So then 100 effect resist is just going to go to my Shadow Knight Pyllis. Now my Shadow Knight Pyllis is at 150 plus 60, which is just the base kit, so we're like 210, and then plus 100 from Christy. So, we're in the 300 range. As long as our health is always above 80%, we are always in the 300 range of effect resist, and I don't know about you, but that is a metric fucking shitload of effect resist, and you will do nothing to me. And with that, then we round out the team by throwing on a Roana. It doesn't matter, your Roana can be a counter Roana, but like, I recently rebuilt mine. Well, not recently. This was quite a while ago, actually. But I built her to be on a counter set with a lot of effect resist. So, anytime, like, I'm not going to run a risk of being hit by bullshit from Lua or getting reset or anything. But the really, really special part about all this is you're not doing all this effect resist for the sake of being reset by the Lua, because our healing options are based off of Celestine, which is on the Roana. It is not based on using S3 or any of that other jazz. If anything, if you really wanted to, you could turn Roana's S3 animations off. It's entirely up to you. It's just, it's not necessary. The big thing that we're trying to always prevent is Lua going into your Shadow Knight Pyllis and def breaking you. Because if you get def broken, if you don't have a lot of effect resist, you run a very, very high risk of getting killed. And also because I'm running Rocket Punch, which is another artifact which should absolutely not be a fucking limited artifact. I would really love it if we could have more options to get these fucking incredibly overpowered as fuck artifacts without having to wait a fucking year for a goddamn collab to come back. But no. No, this is good for the game, guys. Promise. Trust. Just trust me on that. But, either way, whatever. The reason why this works is because Shadow Knight Pyllis is on Rocket Punch. And with Rocket Punch, you can slowly grind the team out. Now, one thing that can go wrong here, especially if you don't have Rocket Punch, is, like I see right here, this Senya should heal on every hit. Yeah, she does. So she is on EE S1. So that just does a pretty chunky heal every time she S1s an enemy. So the important thing about this, for why you have Rocket Punch, is just so you can out-heal the you can out-damage the heal that she's going to have. That's why Rocket Punch is there. Otherwise, you really don't need it, because you could build your Pyllis with like Noble Oath or anything like that, and you will eventually kill the team. It's just if there's any form of sustain on the team, then it doesn't work. Because then you're doing so little damage, you're not going to be able to like outpace their healing, which is the only reason why Rocket Punch is there. Another reason as to why Rocket Punch should not be a fucking limited artifact. But okay, whatevs. But like, hey, if they were to ever get rid of all the limited artifact shit, I mean, I'm pretty sure all of us would be rocking like Benimaru's Taichi on every fucking warrior ever. Hey, I don't blame you. That artifact's broken as shit. I'd do it. But either way, we're finally towards the end of this oh-so-wonderful fucking shit-tastic Guild War. Well, okay, you know what? It wasn't that bad. It was just that mid-match. The middle match was kind of rough, and that was really my own fault. I just picked a lot of really, really bad units to go into those comps. I know better. I should have done better. But, Okay, Christy, yeah, fine. I'm smiling now, but whatever. So, either way, let me go ahead and I'll bring this out real quick. So yeah, like I said, I was probably not going to make this video, but just like, you know, listening to some Sonic Frontiers music really lightened my mood. I feel a whole lot better now after I just gave this a day to sit. But the thing that I wanted to talk about, there's not going to be a Guild War on Friday. The reason as to why is because I'm going to be out of town. So while I'm out of town, I'm going to see if I can throw out like any other stuff for the weekend. Probably going to be some like Auto Tower stuff from a while ago. I have a few of those recorded, and I'll throw those out there. And with that said, yeah, like I'm going to go out of town for a bit. I need a vacation. I have to get out of here, and I have to chillax. And what I'm going to do while I'm chillaxing over the weekend is I'm going to take advantage of the event currency that I've been building. I'm currently like in the 70k area right now. And I'm going to be crafting me a metric shitload of fucking torrent pieces. Feel free to go ahead and let me know in the comments how you guys are going to be doing your weekend, because the event is coming to an end pretty soon. I think it ends, what, Wednesday? But, hey, feel free to let me know what it is you're going for. Are you going to be a basic bitch and going to go for speed gear? Or are you going to be like the counter basic bitch, go for counter gear? Or are you going to go for something interesting? In my case, yeah, torrent. That's super interesting. Ha 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 ha. But either way, if you guys made it this far in this video, I would greatly appreciate it if you'd leave a like if you want to. But hey, if you want to see more of my content, go ahead and hit subscribe. Hope to see y'all again soon. Later.